your vision and the culture that you're creating within that office, like the seed that you're planting and everything, the benefits are going to be just amazing. Like that is the fact that is such a leader quality. And it's very, very like evident in you that you have no idea. Like you're like, we're just going to do it and we're going to figure it out along the way. But your vision and your passion to help other people, and just like Albert said, to enrich in their lives and just help them see themselves for who they can be and for the potential that they have within themselves, supersedes any fear or financial struggles. Like you're like that's nothing to me compared to what's gonna come. And I'm money aside, just like the lives that you're changing. Your vision to help single mothers, like I'm reading the comments in the chat, like everybody is loving this.
Welcome to the Elite Podcast. We have our co-host here, Jesus.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And then we have Trisha and Albert in their new office. Trisha's new office where?
Lake St. Louis, Missouri.
Awesome. It was a good welcoming office today. Before we start, let me just go into the production. The third week IP report is out. For Elite, we have a total of 1,030,562 of issue paid production, with a total of about 210 agents. I'm just going to go into the top 10. Top 10 writing agents right now. Issue paid. Number 10, Cameron Sohori with 18,304. Number 9, Desiree Perez, 22,834. Number 8, Leanne Flores, 28,165. Number 7, Jesus Avila, 32,164. Number 6, Sean Curtis, 32,245. Number 5, Evelyn Juarez, 34,960. Number 4, Carlos Urizar, 35,408. And number 3, Jason Kodadadian, 46,517 total life volume. And in the top 2, split up, brand new agent Karen Pierce with 48,542, and Coronado Haro at number 1 with 49,441, with $1 million of an annuity volume split between 50-50 that issue paid. So a lot of you guys, if you have not done any annuities or haven't done your training, it's an additional income that we're already doing on top of our final expense mortgage protection leads. Okay, it's very simple. You just ask the clients, do you have anything else that acts like life insurance? And then you ask if it's protected. Okay, and then we'll take care of the rest. Just bring that up to us, get your contracting done. It's between 5 to 7% of a commission paid to you based on the transfer. Okay, so they transferred and issued $1 million. So 50,000 split between them, take 5% of that, 25-30K easily off of one sale. Okay, maybe an hour or 2 hours of a presentation with a little bit of follow-up, but big money right there. And that's the opportunity with FFL. So without further ado, we just want to come in and interview the brand new office with Trisha. I know Darren was in there and along with your husband. So let's just have you introduce, how long have you been with FFL? And the reason why I'm asking that is, what made you from the start of coming into FFL thinking about opening up your office this fast?
Yeah, so I have formally been with FFL since about May of this year.
Wow.
Being from a small captive that was our practice run to the real stuff here. It has been just an exponential journey, a lot of fun, but I started an office early due to everyone that was such a high producer, even Sean or Albert, regretting not starting this earlier. Like I got so much of, man, if there was one thing I regretted, I should have built earlier. I should have, and I really want to build. I know that I have to be in the field for a while, but ultimately my goal is to just build this community of people that have a better quality of life. They're able to help with the best products. And I couldn't do that from a Breadco. I couldn't do it from my home office. I wanted people to come to somewhere that was a real office, that was legitimate, that I put my heart and my soul in, and they wanted to be a part of that. And so my husband and I just made a a decision that why wait? Let's put our money and let's invest in ourselves. And so we did. And so we're really proud of it, and we're looking forward to just ridiculous growth now. I can really just hone in on recruiting and interviewing, and this is also a dial place as well, and I'm going to expand, but I figure why wait on us, you know what I mean, for my plans. I think another thing that really put this in mock speed was the integrity deal. That attracted me from the beginning. It's something that I will have, and I don't believe that I can have that without investing in something more than just being in the field. I have to invest in my people. I have to invest in myself. I have to invest in the leads, the opportunities, and without having a literal domain to go to, to have content like this, I just think that you're going through the motions. So I wanted to solidify it and have something real. I'm happy about it.
Let me ask you a question. So like, I feel like there's a couple people on this call that feel like they want to open up an office. They want to start investing in their business. That's a big move to be able to do that. What were some of the doubts that you had when it came to opening the office? Like, what was there a point in time when you were talking with your husband where you were like, I don't know. And then what were the doubts and how did you push past that?
So if you know my husband and I, like, he's the guy that comes in and says, well, what if, and I'm the one that says, you know what, I don't care. We're going to get through it. And so for me, I wasn't able to build at the last captive. And there was a point that it wasn't even about having my own office. It was atmospheric. When I got here and I knew, and I know that the atmosphere is right. And I had so much confirmation with it. And my husband has always been, if I felt that strongly about it, that, we would be all in together regardless. And so I didn't have a lot of doubts walking into this. It was more about, I need more hours in the day to be able to do this and get it done and still work in the field and manage and train and recruit. So I just don't have any time for the whole doubt thing anymore in my life. So I would tell everybody, like, if you doubt this, then you're doubting yourself, and don't do that. You know what I mean? Have faith in yourself, and then your success will manifest. This is your business. This is my business, and it's going to work. And the only reason why it won't work will be because of me. So that's all I got.
Well, if I can add to that, I mean, I want to say it was a great grand opening this morning. Sean and his crew came down earlier than expected, so it was a little bit chaotic. But we just did our best, got through, because it was actually all about Trisha and all about Rich and your entire team just opening this office. I mean, I was telling the story. October 2018 when we opened our office up in LA, right? Which you guys are hosting from right now. But I remember when we opened that office, there was maybe 4 or 5 total offices in all of FFL. Yeah. And then I remember when people came on board, they're like, oh, there's no office in LA. There's no office here. There's hardly any offices. And, for me, I always looked at it like, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to open an office because I will be the LA office, right? So then, like, that was one thing that we had as far as vision. Now, it took me, 10, 11 months before we were able to actually open that thing. Trisha's doing it in 6 months now. So, I mean, this is the beauty of FFL. This is a testament to how quickly this company is growing. Obviously, as you guys know, FFL, especially with work spots, we are opening offices all across the country. The goal is 400 by the end of the year. Someone like Trisha, who just took the initiative, because it wasn't like I had to prod her and tell her, hey, you need an open office. Like, she came to this idea on her own because she had big plans for what she wanted to do here. And she was kind of just looking for the right space and, the right time for it to do it. And having able to do it within less than 6 months, I mean, it makes me feel really, really proud and really happy for her as an individual and as a business owner, because she's able to do this with FFL money, and she's able to fulfill part of what she wants to accomplish here. And I just think it's great. And I know a couple other people are looking to open offices. I know James and Terrence have been talking about opening an office up in Northern California. Darren, we're actually going to his grand opening in a couple of weeks. So it's just exciting things happening here at FFL and FFL Elite. So, just really thankful.
I'm so thankful
for Trisha having us come out here, because it's been a great experience in meeting the entire team here and everyone, and just It's blessings all around.
It
Yeah,
has been, you know, and just to atone the question, you know, with I left it just I'd like to go kind of intimate on like maybe people starting and thinking I haven't worked long enough or I don't have enough money. You know, that always is a point of contention, right? And just so you know, my backstory, when I left my IMO, they held all of my back end. That was a big chunk of my income. So I started completely over. And I've only been here about a little over 6 months. You can do this. It just has to be if you want to do it. If you're wanting to build, then you have to have a home base. You just need it. You don't, there's just something about somebody walking in and feeling that they're plugged into something. It doesn't matter. This isn't the largest office, but it's the starting of something great, right? And it is what you make it. I'm proud of it. People will want to work here, and I will support them. You know what I mean? And it doesn't cost you a fortune. Just like, you know, you kind of get in this business, and I think a lot of people struggle with the whole buying leads. It's kind of the same thing. Like, make a means to do it. Be creative. Research places. I'm one of these moms that like can, you know, have a steak dinner on a $5 budget. I've just become really resourceful. So I would tell you, if you don't have all the money in the world, and a lot of us don't, and like I started over, be resourceful. Like, seek out something that's attainable, and make a plan, and know that you're going to have to be out in the field as much as you're trying to do it, because you still have to have that balance until you have enough legs where you're in an office full time. And that's my plan, is that I'll be, you know, 4 or 5 days in the field, and then I'll have a day dedicated to just be in the office and recruit and do interviews until that, you know, goes further. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. If I may ask, you know, in your state now, how many FFL offices are there?
So I have only heard of 3, and I believe one is in Kansas City, and there's one, I'm in Lake St. Louis. So I'm
How
about,
far is that apart from each other?
it's entirely both lines of the state. So I would say about 3.5 hours, maybe 300 miles. Okay. And then there is an office here downtown, which is about 40 minutes away from here. Different atmosphere. It's a larger office. It's Corey Williams. He's a great person. And he's got a Genesis, which is a whole different team. And he actually, there's a gentleman that we know, Brandon, a lady that works for him out of Arizona. She lives in St. Louis, somewhere around here. And so we're opening our door, welcoming. We're all a team. We're all going to be supportive of that. So, you know, if you hire someone in this area and they need somewhere to dial or to perform or whatever, our office will be open for that. So we want to make sure everybody knows we're advocating FFL, not just our badge or our team.
Right. But just to understand, like, how much capitalization can you have within your territory from people that are unwilling to drive out an hour to 2 hours out? Now you're the closer office available. So it's all about having the vision of, okay, if I build it here, people will come, instead of, you know, some people will have the hesitancy, going back to Jesus' question of, you know, let me get a team first before I get the office. It's the complete opposite mind state, because how do you build a team without the office? Yep. Right?
Yes. Someone actually told me a few weeks ago, they said, why would you put an office that close to the other one that's in St. Louis? I said, it's not close to it. It's 40 miles away from it. And they were like, yeah, there's already, I said, I don't care if it's down the street. There's a McDonald's on every corner and they all have business.
Yep.
So that makes no difference to me. As a matter of fact, we look better as an organization by high-fiving the others. Okay. We're going to build better. If people will want to work with us, if we are more gelled together with that type of relationship, then we are separating each other. And so, you know, my thoughts are, you know, if Corey has someone out here or I have someone down there, it should just all be blended. Let's just make the most of it. So when we do go to hire, I can say, hey, I have an office here, and then my co-part Corey Williams has one down in the city of St. Louis. And guess what? Now they have more than one spot to be able to function out of, you know? So I think if you just look at it as a positive, don't let any of the geographical, the monetary, we'll just dig in, figure it out, and make it your own. This has been such a liberating, also, like it's a new baby. You know what I mean? Like this has been a new baby, just to be able to say, this is mine. It's become real. Like now, we all get into the whole, I've got an agency, like, you know what I mean? But you don't have a physical building. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, I want to, and with the past, I couldn't have grown. I had to kind of get into where I felt like I was not only confident, but like in a safe zone, and my people were in a safe zone. So it's very important the people that I brought with me that trust me, knew I was making the best decision for all of us. You know what I mean? Because we're a family. And so that's kind of how I got here also. Like I wanted to do it for them too. Like I wanted them to have it. So.
Right. If I can also add, I mean, like if you're thinking that way, you're looking at, oh, there's an office here, there's a team here, there's people in this area already, I can't work there. I mean, like you're thinking really small. Mm-hmm. Like you don't recognize the magnitude and the size of this opportunity, how big this genuinely is. So I mean, like if you're concerned about that, I mean, the thing is you're just looking for a territory that's completely unworked, and you're afraid of competition. So I mean, the competition is a good thing, and people that FFL, I mean, people work together regardless of whose team they're on. I mean, you just got to embrace it. You just got to look at it from an abundance mindset and recognize whoever works the hardest. And there's plenty to go around on top of that. So it's not just whoever works the hardest capitalizes on all of it. We can all work together here at FFL. I mean, think about the market that we work with, the industry that we work in, and everything that FFL has to offer. I mean, why can't we all grow? So I think anytime people start to focus on like, oh, this person's already here, this group's already here, I think you're thinking too small. So you got to get your mindset out of that, or else you'll limit yourself. It's not actually those people being there, or that agency being there, or that company being there.
Yeah, and even to add on to that, like I know a lot of people from other IMOs. I personally didn't come from another IMO, so I don't know what that like that competitiveness or like, oh my God, it's me versus you. With like the beautiful thing is that here at FFL, we're actually one big family. You know what I'm saying? Like we might not know each other. I might not even know your last name, but shoot, you tell me if you got a 60-year-old, I'm gonna tell you go CBO 100. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still gonna help you out. And I think the abundance mindset is so crucial, especially with work spots. Like work spots is so key because it brings us all together. Like maybe in the offices that's right next to your, maybe there's not a desk available and somebody can come in, like who knows? You know what I'm saying? So abundance mindset is key for sure.
And then talking about work spots, can you elaborate on how the work spots helped out with the office and opening up the office?
So WorkSpots marketed it. I'm on the page of a new listing and what have you. And do you want me to go into like how it pays?
Yeah, I mean, just going for the brand new agents that are thinking about getting into an office,
WorkSpots is so covering in a help in so many ways. First of all, you're crazy to not have WorkSpots because you're going to get discounts on your leads that you have to have. Like you have to have your inventory. So why not? It's like getting your leads at wholesale, right? So every other day they're going to put a disclaimer, a discount code, and you're going to save money on your leads, right? And then you have your agents or even agents that aren't here that can plug in and say, that Lake St. Louis is my home office. And it's going to pay a portion of the subscription to the person that is, owning that new office. So sky's the limit. I know for a fact there's people that have multiple offices and they don't pay a nickel for their overhead because WorkSpots has exponentially paid through all the agents that have said that's their home office a certain amount each month. There's people even making returns, on that. So, I mean, try to find a negative about WorkSpots. You know what I mean? Like it's a must. And FFL, it works for us in different multitudes. If you're just an agent, it's going to save you. If you're building an agency and you have your own, it's going to save you. It's going to pay you. Or if you're both like me, it works in multiple angles. You know what I mean? So, what's cool is I was just having a conversation about how you can write your leads off on your taxes. And then they don't know that you got 30% off of those leads, right? So it's just like it's found money. You know what I mean with that. So
right, and we talked about the abundance mindset once again. I mean, so in order for us to have an abundance mindset, because we come from a previous company, and then the thing is, there's only so many leads or so many decent or okay leads. So the thing is, there's scarcity. So everyone's fighting over the same scraps. Everyone just wants to like fight for certain territories. Here at FFL, we have so many leads available with so many different types of leads from different vendors. And if you find other vendors on your own, I mean that's on you. But when it comes to work spots, they have discounts on leads once to several times a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the thing is, like, and you got to think about the psychology of this. When you see a discount, like, I'm a shopper, right? I spend all kinds of money on stupid things, and sometimes these lead discounts come out, and sometimes I'm just like, I'm not in the field, but look, this is too good of a discount. I'm just gonna buy some and like figure this out after, right? So I mean, that's it. If you guys want to grow your business, the thing is, if you have leads in your hands, you're gonna make some money. If you don't have any leads, I mean, yeah, maybe you'll get lucky with a referral, but it's not a continuous business model. It's not a sustainable business model. So the thing with the work spots leads, it actually compels you, or hopefully it compels you a little bit more to want to buy more leads. And if you buy more leads, that means you make more money. And it's kind of inherently built to help you grow your business if you take it seriously.
Yes. And just to piggyback, like, I am a CRM buyer, like, at heart. I really have not deviated at all. So I know that a lot of people think, like, again, going back to like, did you start and the money? So everything that I have produced, really, like, honestly, like 99% has been off of our FFL CRM, cherry pick.
Only CRM leads, pretty much only.
Yeah, I have not. So, it's a lot. That was a hot topic today was, I think that when one area dries up, that, we got to run and go get a different vendor. And, I just go to somewhere else in the state. You know what I mean? Because the leads are good. Because they're all a lead. They're not a sale, right? And right. I think that when your mind wraps it around that I have a chance to go talk to someone, it's not necessarily I have to do my job. Like, I have to walk into the house, I have to build rapport, I have to convince, I have to find the problem, instead of just thinking this piece of paper is going to do it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that when your mind goes to, there's just so many leads in the CRM that haven't been worked, or even some that have been worked, but they weren't sold, or maybe they're in the wrong product, or maybe you can help them be in a better place. So I feel like that's just never ending. But my point to that was, again, anything that I've put into my new office was money generated or income generated off of our CRM leads out of our internal system.
So talking about that, going from step to step then, so you started in May. So within about 6 months, you opened up an office. What would be a good levels of production to start thinking about getting an office, a good level of team production or just, generating and building an agency for people that are brand new, maybe even brand new agents that just got into insurance? What would be a good, I would say, direction for them that you could give an advice on?
So realistically, and we were having this talk today with Sean Mike, I'm a mom of 6 blended, right? And I have a certain lifestyle, and it's going to take a certain amount of money for myself because of my current lifestyle to be able to add to it, correct? So number, my PIN that I'm writing myself, it needs to be about $30,000 a month. Okay, my husband writes, but we don't really consider him. Let's just say, because he's doing Mr. Mom, but he needs to write about 10 at least until he's going back to being really all the time writing, 10 to 15. But then maybe the person that is in their 20s or 30s or 40s and they don't have children, okay, they don't have the same lifestyle. Maybe they don't have the home and the other stuff, the other bills per se, right? They may, be a $20,000 person and still be able to ascertain a nice office and start to grow. But it really just depends on the level of what you have going out, of what you need to make, right? It's your return on what you have. So, I mean, I would tell you, going back to work spots, it doesn't matter, because if you are completely plugged into work spots like you should be, it'll pay for your overhead. So it's kind of like the ingenuity of, I thought about this, it's really only going to take X amount of agents plugged in for it to pay for what I have going on, right?
Right.
So you walk out and you say, my office is going to cost me $4,000 a month for everything, the utilities, the rent, the overhead, whatever it is, right? Maintenance. Then you say to yourself, okay, I need to get myself X amount of agents plugged into this. And it might cover 2/3 of it or half of it, or maybe it'll cover all of it. But make a plan, okay, and then you need to be in the field at the same time to be able to balance it while you're still, expecting your agents to. I think that I have not put any math into what will they do, because I will only rely on what will I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, with my lifestyle, it would have to be, I still need to be writing $30,000 a month in the field myself. And in order to be where we need to be, the whole group, which is about 11 of us now, need to be at $100,000 or more. And then by January, February, we need to be at 120. As I'm growing, adding people to it, training, they're learning to write a little bit more, they're being more consistent. And then when we're, closer to $500,000, $600,000 a month, I can stay out of the field 2 days a week and recruit one more day. And so you start to kind of see that shift. I'm sure there was a point when you were like, okay, I can just do this completely. And I'm sure anybody who's grown or has an office out there, they weren't probably just in the office the whole time. They kind of had to shift to that transition from their own pen to kind of, helping the others grow. So
I'm in that shift right now myself. As the team grows, I went from like 90% in the field to 10% recruiting to now I'm looking at switching. I went from 50-50 recruiting and building agents into personal production, because personal production, it's still going to be your main bread and butter. When you do the math with overrides, 5 to 10%, it'll take you 10 times worth of agent override for $1,000 worth of production. So you never want to lose that. And then, everyone has the same time. You can always write business, especially with the virtual sales. You can even write business in the office now. So as you grow, you get to figure out your balance of where's the percentage that's going to grow my team faster. Does it grow my team faster if I can write an additional $10,000 to $20,000 in production, or will it grow faster if I can produce and train $10,000, $20,000 producing agents? Right. So you will learn that. You'll learn that shift. But for you right now, what would be your percentage? Are you 80% in the field, 20% growth, 90%? And when do you think you'll slowly cap off on that?
Sure. Yeah, my exact hours, like right now, is I'm going to be here 1 day a week, but I have an administrator that is going to be doing like your pre-recruit interviews. So they'll line up
now
Friday. So on Friday, I'll have 10 to 12 appointments lined up. Okay. And I will still spend a hard 10-hour day, 4 days in the field. And my goal is about every 10 to 15 people, I'll reevaluate it as I groom and I grow. I'll look at 10 or 15 people out here. How many are actively writing? What are they producing? What's my current team producing? What did I produce? And then I think you set yourself levels of growth. And then if you haven't got there, you need to regroup. You need to look at yourself. Maybe I need to go back out in the field that day. You know what I mean? And I need to pick up what is not happening. Or maybe, because the recruiting thing is, as I've watched it and I'm trying, to start that whole thing now. It's a whole nother sale, right? To get the person going, right? And
right.
So it can be a lot, but you don't want to fall out of your rhythm or get behind on what you're doing. So I think you have to stay strong in the field. And I'm 90%. So 1 day a week. Right now I'm going to be in the office. People will be here. There'll be people manning it if I have an administrator. And then I'll migrate some more time here. But until then, this was a place where my Facebook ads or LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter or my agents mainly. Let's say Bailey, one of my agents, had a gentleman that she hired today, and he got to see the grand opening, and he was like, I'm all in on this deal. Like, I love the atmosphere. I love you guys. I talked to Albert, super humble guy, couldn't get better than this. And he'll become. You know what I mean? I can totally see this guy killing it in the area he's in. I worked a lot of families down there, and I don't think there's a lot of people. So interesting, you know, that this guy is in an area that kind of wanted someone to go and work. So it kind of came together. But these type of functions and the fact that there is an office that they can come to and they've seen it and smelt it and got to see the people, it became real to them. And he wants to be a part of that. So I think that that's also a main thing when you're thinking about building is people want to be a part of something. Just think if you had to do that podcast out in the park.
Right.
As opposed to, you know what I mean? Like you'd be like, man, this is kind of halfway, you know, whatever. But you're in a 14,000 square foot mausoleum, you know, with your elite gear on, right? And, you know, and you're G'd up and you're like, this is, you know, so there's a feeling there, right?
There's a big attraction right there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm getting to. People want to be a part of something. I look at this as a ministry and a movement. There's specific people that I want to help. I want to help single moms. I want to change their quality of life specifically. I'm not saying I won't hire men, of course I'll hire men, but I'm saying that's been my thoughts even before I came. So I want them to have a place if they want to get away from their kids for a while and they want to dial. Or if they want to bring their kids here, you know, I have a room that the kids where we're at can sit on the couch and there'll be a television, there'll be a posing room. Some people don't have childcare, but they would kill it. You know, they would absolutely kill it on the phone. You know, if I have an office and it's available, why not?
Right. Plus, I mean, if you think about the value of having an office, I mean, just today alone, I think I met 3 people that just randomly came in and just be like, oh, hey, I heard there was a grand opening here at this office. Mm-hmm. I mean, just think about how many more people you can hire and how much faster you can build by having a physical location if you market it the right way. And especially with work slots. I mean, you know, out of our office in LA, we have random people coming in all the time and just saying like, oh, I've been looking for a place in Southern California to work from and call from. I've been working from home, but the thing is, I just need to be around some other people. Like sometimes I'm not motivated enough. I find too many distractions at home. So like we meet all kinds of people in our office alone. So I mean, just think about the value that having an office will have for you to build your agency, to build your team, and to continue to build your business. And then going back to your question about the percentage split of like how much she's going to where she's going to shift her focus on, I say she's going to put 100% into the field and 100% into the office, you know, because she has 300% energy to be drawn from. Because we just came from lunch and she ran a training for her team, and I'm just like sitting back, just like watching, and she's just got all the energy, and you just see how much passion she has for wanting her team to grow and pouring back into them. So, I mean, there's if you have this type of passion, you have your why is going to be as clear as what Trisha has. I mean, the energy is going to keep regenerating itself, and you're just going to find a way to make it work. You don't have to focus so much on like, all right, so how methodically how am I going to break this thing down? You're just going to go. You're just going to figure out a way, and because it's that important to you.
I don't know about you guys, but this is like fun to me.
It is.
It might be a weirdo. Like I'm like when I get up in the morning, like I want to do it. Like I'm weird. Like I want to go work leads. I want to talk to my agents. I want to be part of it. I mean, so this wasn't like this was a great, like, this was a big deal, like, to me in my life. This is like a new baby, a new journey. I love to produce. I mean, not even like in the insurance, just period. Like if I'm home, I'm going to be folding laundry or I'm going to clean something. Like I want to get something done. You know what I mean? And so this was, first of all, it's just remarkable that we can. You know, you talk about like, well, what made you do it? How about the fact that I'm somewhere and they let me? You know what I mean? Like how many times are people in atmospheres and they're restricted or they're told you have to do something a certain way before you can excel. They hold you down. You know what I mean? And this is the polar opposite where they're like, go, figure it out. Dude, we'll support you. We want you to win. We'll do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? And it's like, once I heard that, I'm like, I'm 90 miles per hour. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the little restrictions and other IMOs and other companies. Like, you know, just speaking back to our old IMO, like we couldn't even hire outside the state. We only could hire within our local office. If we had 4 offices within Southern California and they're closer over there, our state director moved them. We couldn't keep our people. So it was crazy now that, you know, there's no seniority needed for you. You're 6 months in and they said, yeah, we'll support you opening up a new office in here. It's amazing. And I really like the part that, you have a little bit of a great philosophy and a vision into your business of who you want to attract and who you want to help out with the single moms.
Yeah.
And having that big passion and vision before the process happens will get you there, right? You'll figure it out along the way because you just have such a big vision of where your team and where you want to grow in the business. And that's really good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the
Thank
key parts
you.
of being. I think
That was
that's
put on me. I mean, like that wasn't just like that was put on me when I said it. Like I saw it, you know what I mean, like months ago, but I wasn't in the right place, literally, and then I was shifted to the right place, and now I've been allowed. And so a lot of it is like the momentum is honestly because it's supposed to be. I mean, it's just I can't even tell you, like, how you were talking about, do you doubt? Like, no, it's just going to happen. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that it's just, you know what I mean? It's just going to be going through the work and the steps to get there. And I say humbly, like, to be able to do this like in 6 months, like I am so grateful, you know what I mean? And I don't know a lot of anything. I know a little bit of everything, but not a lot, you know what I mean? But I'll always look up to my uplines to try to figure this out. And I'll pick their brains. And I called you several times this month just trying to see, am I doing this right? Am I, how is this supposed to look? Or I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's been also kind of I hoped it looked, up to par. And then
That looks great.
when they came and they were just as excited, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, but no, it's exciting. This is an exciting thing. I would tell everybody to do this. Like, you're going to feel Bailey, you can't see Bailey. She's sitting here. Bailey is 21. She's a bombshell. She's starting her own office in Illinois.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Can I tell her story?
Please.
Listen, you
Actually,
guys.
Billy, come up
Yeah,
and
Bailey,
tell
come
your
over here. Like, you won't believe this. So this is incredible. So sit down, Bailey. So this is Miss Bailey
Let's
Thompson.
introduce Bailey.
Let's
Okay.
introduce Bailey.
Bailey is my angel, but Bailey has got such a unique situation. I don't know if anybody in all of FFL has a situation. So Bailey lives in Macoupin County in Illinois, which is about an hour and a half from St. Louis, okay, across the state line. And she was looking into, because she wants to build. Like, you walk into this and some people want to sell, some people want to build, some people find out later they want to build. She wanted to build, you know what I mean? She was like, man, I want to do this. I want to have my own business, but I want to help people because that's her ministry. She loves to help. And so then she ran into some people in a small town north of her, Jerseyville, Illinois. And the town kind of went defunct after COVID. Like, the small businesses went out and they wanted to rebuild this town, and they had no resources for jobs. People were not employed. They weren't making money. And so they had basically a scholarship program to people with starter businesses or whatever. And they had to write an essay of why they felt like they deserved to get this space. Okay. And Bailey basically wrote what she wanted to do through FFL to the community and how she wanted to help people in the community and why the space could be utilized for that. Well, then they awarded her the space. And so now she'll be able to start after the first of next year, 21 years old, 6 months in, she'll be 8 months in. She will have her own dial center. She's going to do cubes. She wants to focus on the phone. And so it's just incredible how God is working. You know what I mean? And so I'm just proud of her. I'm glorifying him. And we're just in the right place at the right time. And I think in the insurance industry, it's the right place at the right time as well. But when you add that with the right atmosphere and the right organization, the right people, I mean, I don't know how we can only mess it up ourselves, I guess. But yeah.
Did you want to say something, Bailey?
Bailey, how does it feel? How does it feel being 21 and opening up your own office?
It's a dream. It's a blessing that I'm here. I never expected to be at this point, 21. And I've always said, if you had told me a couple of years ago that I would be in this place, I would have laughed. I wouldn't have believed you because how things were going in my life. So it's a blessing.
Wow, amazing.
That's awesome. So a lot of new things in the horizon for you guys, from your office opening up to Darren White's to now Bailey's. Just talk a little bit about the future for what you see, the end of the year, the start of next year, going into convention. Do you have a lot of things lined up or expectations, I would say?
I'm actually, you guys deal with the Dream Center out in California, and they are one of the biggest things on my burner right now is the Dream Center has also ministries here in St. Louis. So their sister church out here is the Dream Ministry with Joyce Meyer. And months ago, I got to speak with her board members and started putting something together. And so now in the last month, I've officially kind of got the blessing to be able to have events within about a 4,000 person congregation. So I'm able, so I'm able to, and that's in the inner city. Okay. And there is nobody going in the inner city of St. Louis offering this. There's just not. And so it's going to give us a chance to not only grow, but what I said when I started this and what I promised my agents is once we start doing these, I won't put another person underneath me. I will put everybody underneath them and I will grow their teams for them. Okay. And we will go do this together. So we're going to have some massive events in the inner city. We're going to change lives. We're going to mentor. I'm going to do a scholarship program for licensing to get these people going, to show them their value. We're going to just help the community and be stewards and get these people a better quality of life and be able to own their own businesses. It's important to people right now. There's a lot of people that are in industries and they don't want to be vaccinated. I'm just going to say this out loud. A lot of people are not wanting to do it and they're choosing to leave their job after 20 years, 30 years. That's their choice. I'm not going to have an opinion on it. My point is that we are in an industry, we are in a position to help people that don't want to do that they want to be able to, and that's a luxury that we have in this industry to allow them to do that. So there's just so many ways that we can help people right now, and being able to be a part of the Dream Centers here. I'm going to do that about every other month where we'll have like a community day, and I'll give out food and I'll have an MC and I'll have the pastor speaking, giving the blessing. And we'll award some scholarships to pay for some license on-the-spot interviews. I'm also going to go heavily into the industry that I was in before, which was the auto industry. I'm going to start plucking people that are definitely worthy of building, and they'll want to build more so than because they've been selling for 20 years. They'll have the resources to bring, a lot of people in. And then thirdly is I'm going to heavily go into cross-recruiting. Because there's people that are in places and positions and IMOs that deserve to be here. And so I'm going to open that window and give them the view of what we have and get them to come join our family.
Talk about it, some expansive mindset and abundance right there. From an office to a future, you're going to run some sales conferences basically out there.
Yes.
Thinking like a board member already.
Right. Well, going back to the whole vaccine thing, I mean, not to get political about this and not that, but then that's also the thing with FFL. When you have this many options, the thing is it allows you to make your own choice. Whether you want to do it virtual, we have a hybrid system now. You can go face to face. You can do it over the phone, you do it virtually. And, this allows so much flexibility for everybody to choose what they want to do and how much they want to make. So the thing is, if you want to make money, you want to grow here, you know what you need to do. You need to get your leads. You need to go see people, as many people as you can help. And the thing is, if you don't want to do all that, then, that's your choice also. But you have to be responsible for your own financial situation. So life is all about choices, and the choices that Trisha has made is obviously it's very promising in terms of where it's leading her towards. All of her actions, all of her choices in terms of her business, and then also everything with her ministry. So it's just if you look at somebody who is growing at the rate that Trisha is, and someone that's trending that direction and have that upward trajectory, I mean, you just have to look at what are her choices versus your choices, and we all have that option to be able to do so. So let's just fully evaluate what we're doing each as an individual, and then that'll tell you why you're in the position you're in.
Right. And if I could just add to that, like if what I observe from Trisha's mindset, how are you worried about your financial situation at all? Because everything what she's saying is out of a, not being selfish at all. It's selflessness. She's thinking about the community. She's thinking about helping, single moms. Sometimes when we start into this business, we're worried about ourselves. We're worried about our financial situation. We want to pay our bills, take care of things. But she's in such a good position. She's in such a high producing, agent that she can take care of her bills, her 6 kids, to now opening up an office, to helping out the community, to helping out her agents, to building more offices. You can only think this way when you've taken care of yourself, right? You never have to worry about, like, do I got to put food on my table?
I don't worry about that because God always provides. I don't worry. I don't, there's things that as a mother, we have anxiety, but overall, I'm not a worrier. I'm a person that with my whole heart, believes if it's His will, it's going to work out. And what we're trying to do as a group is we're doing what He says to do. You know what I mean? Like, really, that's, you know what I mean? So you're going to have valleys, and nothing's going to be perfect. I don't want to paint that picture, right? I have problems. Everybody's got problems. It's your attitude. Like, are you going to let it, like, keep you there? Or are you going to move on and do something with it, or look at it as an opportunity? I have a 13-year-old, and trust me, I'm trying to hammer that into her head right now. But I've had a lot of things happen in my life that is worse than if I have a bad month. I mean, it's money. It can be remade. Like, and if you focus on the money, just shame on you. Honestly, it's just shame on anybody focusing, because here's the deal. You're actually postponing abundance. You really are. Don't worry about it. Just go to work and help people and keep moving forward. That's what I would tell you. You're going to have a bad day. I just told everybody, if you're working, may have a bad day. You may have 2 bad days, but if you're working, you won't have a bad week. It's mathematically impossible. It just is. So, fill your life with things that you're producing something, so you don't have time to dwell on the negative. The longer you dwell on it, you probably will make that negative manifest.
Right.
So just stop it.
I mean, it's all more about what you're committed to. If you're committed to making your business grow, and then this is the reason why I know Trisha is going to do great, just because financially we know what the money's going to look like as you continue to grow your production. That's we've seen too many people do it, and we know what that's going to look like financially. So there's no question that's coming at some point real soon, right? But the reason why Trisha's been successful and she's going to continue to be successful is because out of all of her plans that she's ever made, whether it be business, whether it's with her ministry, whether it's with her personal life, whether it's with her agents, I mean, never has anything been about like, how much money am I going to make, or how much money is Trisha going to make? It's all about, she's just always just trying to enrich other people's lives and just trying to make it better for them and give them a better situation. And that really comes across. And like, having lunch with her agents today, and you're going through the training, like you can just tell the connection that they all have. And it's because you can't fake it. You can't be all about the money and then try to act like you care about people, because people are not dumb. People will see right through that. And Trisha just has that genuine desire to help others and to enrich other people's lives, and it's gonna be a plan that's gonna help her get to wherever she wants to get to.
I love them. It's probably my downfall in the end, but I do. It's just like they're all my kids or family or sisters, they all have a capacity, and I know what's going on in each of their lives. And I try to encourage them that no matter what it is, we'll just get through it together, because we are a family. Like, we're going to spend a lot of time. And I think that that's another thing is, when you're building, like, if you think you're just going to hire a bunch of people and you don't have any relationship and that's not going to work. It's got to be okay for both people. You know what I mean? They got to want to work. Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, you work, like, man, you really put everything. I think when I was a kid, my dad, he would give praise if you worked hard. You know what I mean? He wasn't a real emotional person, but that did it for me. And I think I just took that, like, I just give everything that I have. You know what I mean? And I expect people to do that too, though. You know what I mean? Sometimes that doesn't happen. But as I've gotten older, I've, realized not to take that personally. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that your priorities change also as you get to different places in your life. Like, we'll make plenty of money. We'll be fine. Whatever that number is, it doesn't matter. It's the quality of life that you have here. You don't know how long you're going to be here. So I would rather have better quality, okay, all day long with my family and the agents and my partners and my relationships. That's the most important thing to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really well said.
That's pretty much all I have. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that I don't know, Trisha. When I met you when we were at that meeting in Boca, I was like, man, I feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was like, dang, I don't know, man. I feel like she was like, hey, how you doing, baby? I was like, I don't even know your last name, but like, I feel really safe here. No, but seriously, like, I really, really, and everybody can agree with me in this, like, your vision and the culture that you're creating within that office, like the seed that you're planting and everything, the benefits are going to be just amazing. Like, that is the fact that is such a leader quality. And it's very, very like evident in you that you have no idea, like, you're like, we're just going to do it and we're going to figure it out along the way. But your vision and your passion to help other people, and just like Albert said, to enrich in their lives and just help them see themselves for who they can be and for the potential that they have within themselves, supersedes any fear or, financial struggles. Like, you're like, that's nothing to me compared to what's going to come. You know what I'm, money aside, just like the lives that you're changing, your vision to help single mothers, like I'm reading the comments in the chat, like, everybody is loving this. Like, I'm ready to get back on the phones. I'm ready to talk to some people. You know what I'm saying?
Inspiring.
Yeah. So, seriously, me personally, I'm very, very excited to see your growth. And I hope that we can make it out to the office one day. So, yeah.
Well, real quick, I mean, before we sign off, I just wanted to thank Trisha and for Rich, for opening this office and having us in town to share this grand opening.
We're so happy you came.
Yeah, so we're thankful for Sean coming out, bringing Mark Mead and his crew. It's just great to watch FFL grow, watch the insurance angels grow, and then Rich is who's in the other room. Just shout out to Rich. He doesn't want to come on screen, but he's a power lifter. So
Rich, come here.
Between us, we're bench press 600 pounds. Between the two of us, he's gonna take 500. You take 500. I'll take care of the rest.
It's crazy because I saw the Facebook Live. I saw Rich's like forearm alone. I was like, dang, this guy's got biceps for forearms.
Yeah, he's looking taller than I am. No, but it was a great experience, and getting a chance to meet Trisha's team, who we've only communicated via phone and via Zoom calls and whatnot. It was just great to press the flesh and just meet them face to face. And I feel like it's something that we should all do if we're building across the country. Just when that opportunity arises, just go out there and meet the people. Let's go out there and just establish that relationship, because this is going to get truly fun for us to all build together and continue to win together. So I appreciate all of you guys getting on. I appreciate John and Jesus for hosting for us today. And I just want to thank Trisha and Rich, once again. You guys have been great, and looking forward to big things from you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
looking
you
forward
so
to the big impact you have into this new
I
office.
am.
Any last words?
I'm grateful that I'm just allowed to be a part of the group. Honestly, like, I have, and my husband would tell you, I have known it was the right place to be. Even with it being virtual, there's just something about this group. And it's, they say people want to be around winners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter, like, if we're at the top production. It's like you all have so much heart and soul with each other. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be a part of that. You know what I mean? And so did my husband and my family. And so we're just really grateful to be a part of it. And if you're in St. Louis, this is your office. You're welcome to come here whenever you feel like it. We're going to go to LA and see the castle out there here sometime soon. Hopefully in Arizona, maybe not Arizona, but we are definitely doing Miami. But just grateful and thankful. And I just want to grow with everybody. Just really glorify him up there. And let's just do it. Let's just go to the top together.
All right. Let's get it, guys.
Like it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Have a good one.